Welcome back to another complete guide. This time we're taking a deep dive into the brand new DLC Zombie Chronicles, specifically Origins, your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about this map, all compressed into one video. Now apparently YouTube doesn't do annotations anymore, so unfortunately we can't click on screen anymore like the last ones. There are timestamps listed in the description of the video, and if you're on mobile, I will leave a comment in the comment section of this video that you'll be able to click on the timestamps there. I hope with the help of this video, you guys really get a good experience with Origins. It is one of the best zombies maps of all time, so I hope you have fun with Origins. I'm going to stop talking now, and you can click away. Turning on the power and subsequently getting Pack-a-Punch. Origins doesn't use one main power switch to power up the whole map, they use generators, and the first generator you're going to come across is in spawn. This is called Generator 1. If you go up to it and press square or X and walk on the platform, the generator will power up. If you're playing co-op, the more people that stand on the platform, the faster it will charge up. If you're playing solo, then all you need to do is just make sure you're standing on the platform. If you stand off the platform, the generator will not power up and it'll power down, but once it is fully powered up, all machines and mystery boxes in this general area will have power. If we head out of spawn and head towards Generator 2, we will come across Generator 2 just outside the tank station, so once again it costs 200 points to try and power it up, but if you power it up successfully you'll just get those points back. Don't really have to kill any zombies, you can just run around and dodge them and they'll disappear once it's powered up. So now if we head out the other way from spawn, heading towards Generator 3, and we just keep walking along this trench line, we'll come across Generator 3 above this staircase, and once again, power it up. For Generator 4, you can head to No Man's Land and take a left when you get here. Generator 4 is kind of near the corner of the map, the edge, and this is where you'll find Juggernaut. Now instead of taking a left at No Man's Land, you take a right, you'll come across Generator 5. Generator 5 will power up Stamina Up. And now the sixth and final generator is going to be in the church. Just head upstairs of the church and follow this path right on the edge of the map to find Generator 6. So if you've powered up all 6 generators, all the perk machines and the appropriate mystery box locations will be usable. Now to Pack-a-Punch, all 6 generators must be on simultaneously, and we can head to the excavation site. Now once we're there, we'll see the Pack-a-Punch machine, and we can Pack-a-Punch. We will be able to continue to Pack-a-Punch as long as all 6 generators stay on. Now we've seen dog rounds, meatball rounds, you name it. Origin's special round is the Generator Thieves. Every few rounds after you've turned on some generators, Generator Thieves will spawn in and attack a specific generator. So just head towards the icon, it's very easy to follow, and make sure you kill those Generator Thieves. If you do it before they've drained one of your generators, they will drop a max ammo. If you don't get to them in time, they will move on to the next generator and keep on draining those generators. In Origins, we can dig up piles of dirt and receive items from them. First you need to pick up a shovel, so if you're playing solo, the very first location you can find a shovel is in spawn just under the Generator 3 sign. You can also find shovels in the wind and lightning tunnels, as well as in the church by the tank if you're playing with more people. So once you have the shovel, as you're playing throughout the map, you'll come across these piles of dirt. If you go up to them and press square or X, you'll dig them up and uncover an item. Sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're alright, but sometimes you get some pretty good items. Now I've got a list I've put together of possible items received from digging. Now this is my list, there may be some things missing, but I don't think there is. But this is pretty much the gist of the items you expect to get when you're digging. Now things like the Haymaker and Draken are highlighted because those are pretty good rewards to get from digging, so look out for those ones. Now there is a way to get better chances at these good rewards, as well as just getting better rewards in general. And that section will be covered in the Golden Shovel / Golden Helmet section of the Glossary. There are 9 perks in Origins, however 3 of those 9 perks have to be obtained through the random perk machine, the Wunderfizz. So anyways, I'll show you the 6 perks that you can for sure get each time you play. The first one is Quick Revive, and that's always in spawn. The next closest perk to spawn is if you take the left exit out of spawn towards Generator 3 and just follow the trench line until you come across Generator 3, head up the staircase and we will see Speed Cola in the path of the robot. The third next closest perk is if we make our way to No Man's Land and then just hang a right once we get there, we'll come across Stamina Up, and that's going to be by Generator 5. For the fourth next closest perk, instead of hanging a right to Stamina Up, we're going to take a left to Generator 4, and if we keep following this path, we will find ourselves at Generator 4 where Juggernog is. Now for the fifth and last perk machine, make your way inside the excavation site, and using the blank disc and gramophone, you'll actually unlock the hidden room. After the staircase, you can just take a right on these catwalk areas, and eventually you'll drop down to find Mule Kick. And lastly, the sixth perk you can get is Double Tap, and that's going to be one of the Ritual of Ancients challenges, the Spend 30,000 Points challenges. So once you've completed this challenge, come back to the Ritual of Ancients reward box, go up to the challenge, press square X, and there you have Double Tap. So there's 6 of the 9 perks. The other 3 perks, Electric Cherry, Deadshot Daiquiri, and Whittle's Wine, have to be obtained through using the Wunderfizz, the random perk machine. And just like the mystery box, only one of these Wunderfizz machines are active at any given time. There are 6 Wunderfizz machines, each located at each of the 6 generators. So here is the Wunderfizz for the spawn Generator 1 room. Here's the Generator 2/tank station Wunderfizz. Up the staircase at Generator 3 you'll find the third Wunderfizz location. In No Man's Land at Generator 5, here is the Wunderfizz location, and you can see this one is the active one right now, shown by the green light. At Generator 4 where Juggernog is, you can find another Wunderfizz location. And here's the very last generator, Generator 6, and that's all the Wunderfizz locations. On round 8, you're going to be visited by your first Panzersoldat, and these big boys are not to be messed around with. These are way tougher than your Dreisendracht Panzers. I mean, this is round 8. I've got a Pack-a-Punched MG08 and Double Tap. I mean, just look at all these bullets I'm putting into him. I like to shoot him in the face. He does have a weak spot on his armor. And then about every 3 or 4 rounds after that, you're going to be visited by more Panzers, and they're going to start coming in pairs. So not just one of them, but 2 of them, sometimes 3 of them. Now even with powerful Pack-a-Punched weapons, it still takes some time to take down these guys, so you're going to want to get yourself a staff and upgrade it. Here's a clip during the Easter egg where you're just bombarded with Panzers, and you can see with an upgraded fire staff, or any staff for that matter, just holding down the right trigger and charging up a shot is enough to one-shot these guys. And trust me, these guys don't need a lot of time to mess up your day. They'll get in your face, and before you know it, you're down. So you want to be able to take these guys out as quickly as possible. Panzers have 2 main attacks, one of which being getting up close and personal with their flamethrower. Their other attack is a long-range claw that's going to grab you and pull you in towards them, which is absolutely devastating if you're not prepared. If you do happen to get grabbed by the Panzer, no big deal. Just turn yourself so you're facing him and give him a few shots and he should let go. But the main point to take away is get yourself an upgraded staff. You do not want to be messing with these guys, combined with hordes of zombies in very slow, muddy grounds. Alright, so in Spawn Room you may have noticed this little sign over here, titled Ritual of the Ancients, with all 4 characters' names on them. And if you're really observant, you've noticed there's another location for the Ritual of Ancients by Generator 6. So depending on which character you are, I'm Richtofen in this gameplay, you'll see 3 challenges. The first one being headshot 115 normal zombies. So while playing, once you've headshotted 115 zombies, you should see this notification. So once that's done, come back to this room, press square X, and you'll receive your reward. Now for getting 115 zombie headshots, you will receive a Pack-a-Punched weapon which you can re-roll. Moving down the list, the second challenge is to capture 6 generators. If you're unsure of the generators, there's a section in the glossary. But once again, once you've captured 6, you should receive a notification. So if you come back and press square X to claim your reward, you will always receive a max ammo for this one. And we can move on to the third challenge. The third challenge is to spend 30,000 points. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but you can speed up the process by continuously hitting the Gobblegun machine, as the prices tend to skyrocket within the same round. For completing this challenge, you can get a free perk bottle, which is one of 2 ways of getting more than 4 perks. If you don't already have Double Tap, the perk will always be Double Tap, which is a pretty good perk. So what I like to do is get 4 perks, one of them not being Double Tap, and then I can make the 5th perk Double Tap. If you already have Double Tap, you'll probably get a shitty perk like Electric Cherry. The last and final ritual is a communal ritual, which means once it's completed, everyone can take the reward. So we have to fill 4 chests. Now this is covered in the 1-inch punch section of the glossary, so you can check that out if you don't know what I'm doing right here. But anyways, the reward for filling 4 chests is the 1-inch punch upgraded melee. So there's all the challenges and the rewards, which are constant through any game you play, unlike the Black Ops 3 rituals we're used to. Origins is a pretty big open map, but I often find myself training around Generator 5, the stamina up location. So just running in this counterclockwise direction, and using the ice staff you can power up a charge by holding the right trigger and place a little blizzard in between these entrances right here. It kind of pinches the zombies all together. There's mud everywhere, so you're definitely going to want stamina up. It's going to slow you down. And just try to keep on the wood planks so you don't lose speed. But yeah, it's pretty open and it's my go-to training spot. There's nothing really too complicated about it. I'd say just make sure you have stamina up and the ice staff. Now the all-time best training spot is in the crazy place. However, you have to complete the Easter egg first. After that, this whole area just opens up and the falling stones don't fall anymore. It's just one big open area. Not only that, you have all 4 staff pedestals right here where the staffs can be placed. So you've got all 4 staffs at your disposal. That's an insane amount of ammo. It's definitely not something I would do every time I played Origins. But if you're going to go for the Easter egg, keep this in mind, because at the end of it, this is literally one of the best training spots in any zombies map for that matter. So this is a strategy I saw from the YouTuber, I think his name's Frenzy. Basically, he went to the church and took a left on the tank path. So for this, you're going to need the upgraded ice staff, as well as preferably Whittle's Wine and the alchemical antithesis gobble gun, as this strategy uses quite a bit of ammo. Basically how this strategy works, it's kind of like a Shadows of Evil 5.5 strategy, where the zombies spawn in at such a rapid pace that the rounds tend to go by really quick. So make sure you have the ice staff, Whittle's Wine, zombie shield's going to help a lot. All you do is just hold down the right trigger to charge up your ice staff. Don't charge it up all the way because that's a waste of ammo. Just to the first charge. And you just kind of keep walking back and forth from one side to the other as the zombies take a little bit extra to walk towards you. But this is pretty much it, and the ice staff should just take out all the zombies that are going to be spawning near you. On rounds where the panzers are going to come, don't stay here, just keep walking down the tank path and get on the mainland and just deal with the panzers out there. Then just head back to the church, take a left, and you're back at this position. How to build the zombie shield. For the first location, we're going to head out of spawn towards Generator 3. And just inside this little tunnel, we should see the first piece resting in the wheelbarrow. If it's not there, instead of going in the tunnel, take a sharp left after coming out of the spawn and head down into the fire staff tunnel. There you'll see its second location for the shield. If it's not there, head out of the fire staff tunnel and look for it in its third and final location, which is going to be down these trenches, quite a bit of ways from the first 2 pieces. And you should see it's just after this box right here by this dead zombie. For the second piece of the zombie shield, instead of heading to Generator 3 out of spawn, let's head to Generator 2, and you'll notice some symmetry. If you go into this cave, you'll see another piece right by the wheelbarrow. If it's not there, you can keep walking forward until you come across the tank station. From here, we're going to head up to the upper level of the tank station, and the second piece might pop up right here. If it's not there, it must be in its third location, so instead of going in the tank station, just walk right past it and make your way down this trench line, and you should see it at the very end, once again in a wheelbarrow. For the third piece of the zombie shield, we're going to head to No Man's Land, and the first location for this third zombie piece is kind of going to be near the excavation site. If it's not there, you can check in the second location, which is going to be kind of behind from where you were, still near the excavation site right here. And lastly, the final location, which is going to be near Juggernaut Generator 4, right in the back of the map, and you can see it nice and bright right there. Once you have all 3 pieces, you can take it to a workbench. I like to take it to the wind tunnel by Generator 4 and Jug, or downstairs under the church area. All of the part locations to build the Maxis drone. In spawn you will find the first piece to the Maxis drone, which will always be sitting on this table right here. The second part of the Maxis drone, we're going to head to the church, and if we head down the tank path, we should come across 2 skull and bone signs, and one of the locations will be sitting right beside it. If it's not there, it might be down the opposite side, the other tank path. So once again, just like the other one, we're going to head down until we see a sign with a skull and bones, and it should be sitting right beside it. If it's not there, it must be in its third and final location. Just head upstairs to the church and head down the ice staff tunnel, and you should see it on the left-hand side. For the third and final part of the Maxis drone, we're going to head to the excavation site. The first location will be right beside the gobble gun machine. If it's not there, just head down inside the excavation site and you should see it on the ground right here. If it's not there, it must be in its third and final location, which is going to be even deeper inside the excavation tunnel, which you'll need the gramophone and blank disc to unlock. And there you see the third and final location. Once you have all three pieces, you can build it at a workbench. Hitting right on the D-pad will activate the Maxis drone. Once the timer is up on the Maxis drone and it disappears, you'll have to come back to the workbench, pick it up again to use it. Building and upgrading the fire staff. So first let's get you the red record. Head on down to the church, and the first location of the three will be tucked away in this corner here, very hard to see. If it's not there, it might be in its second location, so just head upstairs in the upstairs church area and it should be resting on this fiery bench right there. And if it wasn't in those first two locations, well then it has to be in its third and final location just beside generator 6. So now for the three staff pieces, the first one can be found by looking up in the sky, and you should see a plane that's glowing orange. Once you do, just shoot it and the first staff piece will fall to the ground. Just head on over to where it landed and pick it up. For the second staff piece, all we need to do is head over to the church where we will find generator 6. And here we just need to power up this one generator. So once it's powered up, you can look in the reward box for the second staff piece. Now for the third and final staff piece, all we have to do is wait until round 8 for the first Panzer to come, and we just simply have to kill it, and it'll explode and drop the last piece for the fire staff. Now just like with every staff, we need to find a blank disc and a gramophone. So the first location for the blank disc is going to be right on the side of the excavation site, to the left there. The second location will be on the right side if you go through these trenches here, and the second location is right there. And finally, if it's not there, it has to be on top of the excavation site, just sitting in this wheelbarrow. So once you have a blank disc, we can head down inside the excavation site and we will find the gramophone. Now the gramophone will always be laying down on this corner right there. We're going to set it on the table, let it play its music, and this secret room will be unlocked. So just give it some time and the stairs will slightly recede there. And finally, head back to the table and pick up the gramophone. Next we have to go pick up the fire staff crystals. So just out of spawn is the fire staff tunnel. So we can head here and place the gramophone and wait for this portal to be built. Once it is, you just gotta hop in, and we are going to head to the red pillar, fire pillar here, and we'll see the fire staff crystal. Once you've picked up the crystal, you can just head back behind you and press square X to build the portal once again. Now we can head back to the excavation site, and going down the staircase we recently opened, we can go up to the fire staff slot and craft it. And now we have the fire staff. So now if you want to upgrade the fire staff, we'll continue on with those steps. So if we head back through the teleporter back to the crazy place, the first part of upgrading the fire staff is you'll see these 4 jars with symbols on them, and all we have to do is kill zombies with the fire staff. The jars should light up one at a time, starting from left to right, and once all 4 jars are filled up, the first step will be completed. Now for the second step, we're going to head back to the church upstairs, and you should see 4 symbols on the wall. Now reading these symbols from left to right, they all correspond to a certain number. So using this cheat sheet I made, we can see that the first symbol was 11, the second symbol was 7, the third symbol was 6, and this last symbol 4. So something funny about this number 4 I will explain in just a bit. Once you got your number sequence, head downstairs in the church and you'll see torches with numbers under them. So we're going to light the torches in the right number. So I hit the number 11 torch, I hit the number 7 torch, now I hit the number 6 torch, and now I'm going to hurry over to the number 4 torch. And you have to do this fairly quickly, there's a certain amount of time. If you've done it correctly, you'll hear a noise and Samantha will start to talk to you. However, I've paused it here quickly because I mentioned the number 4 torch. There's something funny about it. Every game you play, one of the numbers will be number 4, and I can't for the life of me figure out why people have called this number 4. There's no number under the torch, unlike the other ones, so whenever you have number 4 in your sequence, this is the torch you hit, the one without any number under it. If you don't hear any audio cues when you finish lighting the torches, you may have done it wrong, your numbers may be wrong. Just go back to the cheat sheet and make sure you got your numbers right. Now, just like with every staff, the third step to upgrading it is to head back to the secret room in the excavation site, and using all 4 switches, turn these knobs until they are all the corresponding color of your staff. This is the fire staff, so we're making sure all those dots are red. So once you've done that, you can see the orb sitting down there. Shoot it once with your fire staff, and we can move on to the very last step. Using the fire staff portal, head back to the crazy place, and where we got our crystal, we're now going to insert our staff there. And now we just have to get 25 kills to charge up the staff. Doesn't matter where you are or how far away you are from the staff, all you need is 25 kills. Once you've done that, you should see a notification pop up on your left there, and you can then go and pick up the staff. And now you have the upgraded fire staff. Building and upgrading the wind staff, let's get started with the yellow record locations. From No Man's Land, we can head to Generator 5, or where Stamina Up is, and the first yellow record location is right on this box. If it's not there, it might be in its second location, so just head towards the generator right by the Stamina Up perk machine. And if it's not there, it must be in its third and final location in the lightning staff tunnel, resting on that workbench. Now for the 3 staff pieces, there's a wind staff piece in each of the 3 robots. So there's 3 robots, that equals 3 wind staff pieces. If you look at these robots when they're walking towards you, you can see their feet. One will have glowing yellow dots on the bottom of the foot, the other foot will have nothing beneath it. You want to find the one that has the glowing yellow dots under it. Once you've done that, you want to get into the correct path of the robot. You want to get stepped on the foot that has the yellow glowing dots under it. You don't want to get stepped on by the other foot, otherwise you'll die. You need to be in the path of the correct foot. Now just as the robot is about to step onto you, shoot some bullets into that big yellow circle, and you should be teleported into the head of the robot, where we will see our first staff piece. You can go ahead and pick it up, and then directly behind you, you can go up to these chutes, press square or X, and you will be launched out of the robot. So this particular robot that roams up No Man's Land we've just done, now we can do the 2 other robots. Now if we head to the church area, we will come across the path of the church robot, so this will be where we find our second staff piece. Once again, make sure you found the correct foot with the yellow dots under it, shoot the yellow portal open, and get your second staff piece. And so for the third piece, we can head just outside of spawn. This robot walks across spawn around generator 1 and 2. Once again, make sure you've located the correct foot, and just like before, get teleported right up into its head. Now just like with every staff, we need to find a blank disc and a gramophone. So the first location for the blank disc is going to be right on the side of the excavation site, to the left there. The second location will be on the right side if you go through these trenches here, and the second location is right there. And finally, if it's not there, it has to be on top of the excavation site, just sitting in this wheelbarrow. So once you have a blank disc, we can head down inside the excavation site, and we will find the gramophone. Now the gramophone will always be laying down on this corner right there. We're going to set it on the table, let it play its music, and this secret room will be unlocked. So just give it some time, and the stairs will slightly recede there. And finally, head back to the table and pick up the gramophone. Now we can pick up the last piece to building the staff. We're going to head to the wind tunnel, which is going to be beside generator 4 near the jug area. And we're going to place the gramophone on the table here and wait for this portal to be built. Once it's built, we can head on through and enter the crazy place. Now once we're here, just head over to the yellow pillar here, and you'll see a crystal pop out. Press square X to pick it up, and then turn directly behind you, press square X to open the portal, and we're going to go back to the mainland. Head back to the excavation site and go all the way to the bottom into the secret room we previously unlocked. Go to the wind staff stand, and you should be able to build it. Now you can just pick it up, and there you have the wind staff. Now if you wish to upgrade the wind staff, just keep watching and we'll get onto those steps right now. The first step to upgrading the wind staff is to head back into the crazy place using the wind staff portal, and if you look just above the teleporter, you should see some symbols on discs. If we shoot these discs with our wind staff, they will rotate, and we've got to put them in a very special order. So I'm just shooting these discs, and I've rotated them into the correct order. If I take a step back, you can see exactly how they're supposed to line up. So taking a few steps back, you can see that the symbols up on these discs that are closest to us match the ones you see on the right of your screen right there. Now the second part of upgrading the wind staff is fairly easy. We're going to head to generator 5 where stamina up is, and if we look here we should see the smoke, and we're just going to shoot the wind staff and blow the smoke over to the excavation site. The second ball of smoke is located by jug generator 4, and once again just shoot that smoke towards the excavation site. And the last ball of smoke will be coming outside of the church on the left tank path, and once again shoot that ball of smoke. Now just like every staff, the second last step to upgrading the wind staff is going to be heading back to the excavation site, and there's 4 switches located around the staffs here. So there's 2 around the staircase and 2 on the catwalk, and we're just going to hit square or X on these switches to turn these discs into the corresponding color. We're trying to upgrade the wind staff, so we're going to try to make all of these discs the color yellow. Once that's done, head to the very bottom and you should see a floating yellow orb. Just shoot it once with the wind staff and we can move on to the very last step. Head back to the crazy place using the wind staff portal and go up to the yellow pillar and press square X to place your staff in there. And now we need to charge the staff by getting 25 kills in the crazy place. Doesn't matter where you are or how far away the zombies are from the pillar, just 25 kills in this crazy place and you'll be done. You should see a notification pop up on the left side of your screen. That's when you know you're done. So go back to the pillar, press square X to pick up your upgraded wind staff. Now with the upgraded wind staff, you can hold down the right trigger to charge up a powerful shot, as well as press left on the D-pad to bring out another special little weapon. This can be used to instantly revive teammates by shooting them. Building and upgrading the ice staff. So first let's get you the blue record piece. So outside spawn, if we head to generator 2 in the tank station, we will find the first location for the blue record. If it's not there, it could be in its second location, which is going to be right beside the mystery box on the shelf. And if it's not there, then it must be in its third and final location, which is going to be in the very back of the tank station, once again on the shelf. Now to get the 3 staff parts, we will first need to pick up the shovel. If you're playing solo, you can pick it up from the spawn or locate it all across the map. Now the earliest you can do this is about round 4 or 5 when it starts to snow, and then every couple of rounds after that it'll also start to snow. And using the shovel we can dig up these dirt piles, so when it's snowing you have a chance of receiving a staff part. So here's one of the staff parts. This part can be found by digging around the excavation site in No Man's Land. The second part can be found by digging in the trenches just outside of spawn room. And the third and final ice staff part can be found digging near the church area. Now just like with every staff, we need to find a blank disc and a gramophone. So the first location for the blank disc is going to be right on the side of the excavation site, to the left there. The second location will be on the right side if you go through these trenches here, and the second location is right there. And finally, if it's not there, it has to be on top of the excavation site, just sitting in this wheelbarrow. So once you have a blank disc, we can head down inside the excavation site, and we will find the gramophone. Now the gramophone will always be laying down on this corner right there. We're going to set it on the table, let it play its music, and this secret room will be unlocked. So just give it some time, and the stairs will slightly recede there. And finally, head back to the table and pick up the gramophone. Alright, now that we have the blue record and all 3 ice staff pieces, we can head to the church all the way near generator 6 and head into the ice tunnel. So once we're there, we're going to place the gramophone on the table and wait for the portal to be made. Once it is, we can hop through it and head to the crazy place. And to save a few seconds, you can get the teleporter ready. Now head over to the blue pillar and you should see a crystal pop up. Press square X to grab it and head back through the portal. Now we can return to the excavation site and head all the way downstairs into the secret room we unlocked. Head up to the blue staff slot and you can press square X to craft it. Now you have the ice staff, and if you want to upgrade it, again, continue watching. So the first step to upgrading the ice staff is going to be to head back to the crazy place using the portal. And if you look to our left, we should see a bunch of stones hovering in the air. Along with that, a wall with a symbol on it. Now using this cheat sheet, which I did not make and I do not know who is the original creator of it, we can look for the symbol we see in game on this wall here on the cheat sheet. So this particular 3 dotted symbol we see on the wall, we see it on the cheat sheet, and it is paired with another symbol. Now that symbol pops up on the floating rocks above us. So all you have to do now is look up and find that symbol and shoot it with the ice staff. Now a new symbol will have appeared on the wall. This time it's a dot. So once again, looking at the cheat sheet, you're just shooting the symbol that corresponds to the symbol you're seeing on the wall here. Pretty straightforward stuff. If you mess up and shoot one of the wrong symbols, the whole thing will reset. It'll give you a new symbol and you'll just have to go through it again. The second step to upgrading the ice staff is fairly easy. We have to find 3 gravestones. Now the first one is just going to be on the side of the excavation site. All we have to do is give it a shot with the ice staff and then shoot it with a bulleted weapon. The second gravestone will be located just behind you, kind of near Jug and Generator 4. Once again, shoot it with the ice staff and then break it with your weapon. Now the third and final gravestone is going to be located all the way back behind the tank station, and there's actually 2 different locations you can shoot this gravestone with. I'll show you the first one. That's running all the way to the tank station, shooting it with the ice staff and then breaking it. But if you don't want to run all the way back to the tank station, we can head to the excavation site just near the entrance, and long in the distance there you can see the gravestone, and you'll actually be able to shoot it with the staff as well as break it with your weapon. So just a quick little tip to save you some time. Now just like every staff, the third step to upgrading it is to head back into the excavation room, and there'll be 4 switches around in the general area, 2 by the staircases and 2 on the catwalk. And we're going to keep hitting those switches until these big rotating shells all display the color blue, because we're doing the ice staff and ice is blue. So once they're all the same color, blue, head on down, you'll see a floating blue orb, and we're just going to shoot it once with our staff. Once you've done that, you can head back to the ice tunnel where the ice portal is and come back to the crazy place, and where we got our ice crystal, we're now going to place our staff in there and get 25 kills. Doesn't matter how far away you are, just as long as you kill 25 zombies here in the crazy place, you know you're done when you see the icon pop up on the top left, just like that, and now you can go pick up your upgraded ice staff. Now just like every other upgraded staff, you can now hold down the right trigger for a more concentrated, powerful burst, as well as hit left on the D-pad to instantly revive teammates. Building and upgrading the lightning staff. So first let's get you the purple record. Head over to Generator 4, and the first location for the purple record will be in this crate. If it's not there, keep on going to Generator 4 and you should see it resting on this workbench. And if it's not there, it must be in its third and final location, which is going to be to the left inside the wind tunnel. So just make your way all the way to the end of the tunnel and you should see it sitting pretty on the right side there. Now for the 3 staff parts. So for the lightning staff, these 3 staff parts will be picked up using the tank all the way under the church. So head to the church, hop on the tank, and we're going to take it for a couple rides to pick up these purple staff pieces. So on your first ride, you're pretty much going to have to go the full distance, so you're going to be riding on that tank for quite a while. But then when you get to the point where I am right here, just across that bridge, you'll see this little balcony ladder type thing. So just hop on it and you'll see the first staff piece over there. So now the tank should be at the tank station, which is just outside of spawn. So you've already picked up 1 staff piece, but we need the other 2. So once again, we're going to take a ride here. Now the second piece isn't as far away as the first one, but you're still going to have to wait a bit. We're going to come near the excavation site, and you should see this broken balcony that you'll be able to hop onto. And we can see the second staff piece here. Now be quick, because we can grab the third and final staff piece if we hurry up and catch the tank. So I ran back to the tank and managed to hop back on. So if you don't catch up to the tank and the tank leaves without you, you're just going to have to take a full trip again. So you're going to have to ride it to the tank station and back to where we are right here. So this path you can take right off the right side of the tank, and we have the third and final staff piece. Now just like with every staff, we need to find a blank disc and a gramophone. So the first location for the blank disc is going to be right on the side of the excavation site to the left there. The second location will be on the right side if you go through these trenches here. And the second location is right there. And finally, if it's not there, it has to be on top of the excavation site, just sitting in this wheelbarrow. So once you have a blank disc, we can head down inside the excavation site and we will find the gramophone. Now the gramophone will always be laying down on this corner right there. We're going to set it on the table, let it play its music, and this secret room will be unlocked. So just give it some time and the stairs will slightly recede there. And finally head back to the table and pick up the gramophone. So now that we have our purple record and our 3 staff pieces, we can head to the staff tunnel, which is going to be the one near Stamina Up by generator 5. So head all the way to the bottom, and you should have picked up your gramophone, so you can place it on the table there, and we will open the portal to the crazy place. Once the portal is built, just hop on through it, and we're going to go pick up the lightning staff crystal. So just to quickly save time, I'm going to open the portal first, and then head to the purple pillar, and there you will see the lightning staff crystal. So head back to the excavation site, and now we can go into the room we previously unlocked. Go to the lightning staff slot, and there you can build it. So now that you've built the lightning staff, we can upgrade it if you want, and that is the next section right here. So the first step to upgrading the lightning staff is we're going to head back to the crazy place, and if I take a quick left here, you should see these blocks right here. Now these blocks are supposed to represent a piano, but let's keep things simple and just use numbers. Now with the lightning staff, all you have to do is shoot 3 patterns of numbers into these blocks. 136, 357, and 246. So for the first one, I'm going to hit block number 1, followed by block number 3, and block number 6. So there's the first block. There's the third one, and there's the 6th one. So that's the first sequence. So just shoot them and wait for the lightning effect to disappear from the blocks. And now I'm going to shoot block number 3, block number 5, and block number 7. That's the second sequence. Wait for the lightning to disappear. And the last one, block number 2, block number 4, and block number 6. And there you go. There's the first step to upgrading. For the second step, we're going to have to locate 7 switches all across the map. The first one is going to be in spawn, and we're going to press the action button square or X until the switch looks like that. Now the second switch is going to be in the tank station. Just make yourself to the back corner of the tank station, and we're going to flip this switch until it is facing up. The third switch is going to be outside of generator 4 near the wind staff entrance, and we're going to flip this switch so that it is facing down. The fourth switch will be located near generator 5 by Stamina Up, and we're going to make this switch face upwards. The fifth switch will be in the trenches right beside the excavation site, and we're going to make this one face down. The sixth switch is going to be located in the church on the lower level, and we're going to find this one in the corner and make it face to the left. And lastly, the last switch is going to be upstairs in the church, and we're going to make this one face down. So you should hear a noise or Samantha saying something. You know you've completed this step, and we can move on to the third and final step. So just like all the staffs, the final step is to change these until they are all the corresponding color of the staff you're trying to upgrade. I'm trying to upgrade the lightning staff, which is purple, so I'm going to hit all 4 switches until I see all purple dots. There are 2 switches located on each side of the staircase, and then the other 2 switches are located, you kind of have to jump down on this catwalk, and you can cheat a little bit with the 4th one here by jumping and pressing square or X. So now once all the colors are purple, we can head down and shoot this glowing orb with our lightning staff, and that's going to send it to the crazy place. So let's head back to the crazy place. So just like where we picked up the lightning staff crystal, we're going to go back to that pillar and place in our lightning staff. And now this is pretty routine for zombies. We're going to have to kill 25 zombies to charge up the staff. After 25 kills, you should see a pop-up on the screen, and now we can go pick up our staff, and there's the upgraded lightning staff. The 1-inch punch is a very powerful upgraded melee weapon. There are 4 chests located across the map, and for each of these chests, we have to kill 20 zombies beside them. Now be careful, because these chests are located where the robot stomps, and if the robot stomps on these chests at any time, your kill count will be set back to 0. So you'll then have to get 20 more zombie kills, again without the robot stomping and breaking your streak. So the best way to do this is to wait for the robot to stomp on the chest like you see here. And now I know the robot's not going to come back for a while, so now I can kill 20 zombies right by this chest. After you've killed 20 zombies here, the souls should stop collecting in the chest should shut close and disappear just like you see right here. The second chest location is going to be just beside the church, and once again the robot stomps here, so make sure the robot isn't going to come back for a while. And once the chest disappears, you know you've killed 20. The third chest location will be to the left of the excavation site, kind of near the entrance to No Man's Land. And the last chest location is going to be all the way in the back near Generator 4 and Juggernog. Once again, 20 zombie kills. Once you get that challenge notification, you can head either to the spawn or the church reward box. This one's by Generator 6. And you should see a glowing symbol. Just go up to it, press square X. The box will open, and there you can accept your 1-inch punch melee upgrade. With a zombie blood power-up and just a little bit of luck, there is a way to allow yourself to buy more than the standard 4 perk limit. To do this, you will need the golden shovel, which is covered in another part of this video, and an ice staff is definitely going to help out. Now, in order for us to even begin to try to get this empty perk bottle, first we're going to need a zombie blood power-up. Now, instead of waiting for one to drop by a zombie, each round we can do this trick to drop a zombie blood power-up, but it has to be snowing out. So this first crate right here, this wheelbarrow that's on fire, if we hit that with the ice staff, we're going to extinguish the fire, and now there's 2 more we have to go. So if you follow this path I'm taking, you have to do this within a certain limit of time. But after extinguishing the first fire, we're going to come across the second wheelbarrow that's on fire. Once again, hit it with the ice staff to make sure the fires are extinguished. And the last one here is just in front of the excavation site. Once again, hit it and extinguish the flames. Once you've done that to all 3 wheelbarrows, head up to the excavation site and you should see a zombie blood spawn. Now this is where you have to get lucky. On Origins, out of all the dig sites that are on this map, one of them will be glowing red. Now there is a lot of dig sites on the map, which is not going to be easy to find one out of the however many there are. But if you get lucky enough and find one that's glowing red, you have to go up to it and dig it, and there you will see the empty perk bottle. Now an empty perk bottle is not going to give you a perk, but it's going to allow you to buy 1 more perk. So you start off with 4 perks. If you get an empty perk bottle, you can now buy 5 perks. So you can pick which 5th perk you want. And even if you go down and lose all your perks, you'll still have that 5th perk slot. So you can do this up to 9 times to get all 9 perks. Now just like I said earlier, there is only one of the dig sites that's going to be glowing red. And this dig site is not going to change until you find it. So the best strategy to go about doing this is to maybe cover a certain area of the map while in zombie blood, because it's probably going to take you 3, 4, 5 tries to find this spot. So maybe on the first one you took a look at the church area, maybe second one you go back to spawn. Just cover the whole map. It's not going to change. It'll always be the same one until you find it. Then once you dig it up and get your empty perk bottle, it'll spawn a new location. Now I don't do this myself because I think it's kind of a waste of time, but there is actually a glitch to finding this red dig site with the empty perk bottle. Basically, if you buy trip mines out of one of the many locations in Origins, and if you throw them on a dig site, it will glow red hot just like it did before, and you'll know which dig site is the one you need to dig up for the empty perk bottle. Now I don't have footage of this because I didn't want to really spend much time doing this, but I'm passing on the information so it's there for you to use. You can go around the map with the trip mine and throw them on each dig pile, and if it glows red hot, you know that's the one with the empty perk bottle in it. How to get a free Pack-a-Punched MG08. First you have to build the Maxis drone, so once you've got that built, there are 4 discs we need to pick up with it. So the first one coming out of spawn towards Generator 2, the disc is over here, so if you release the Maxis drone, he'll actually fly over there and pick it up. There is a second disc location near Generator 5 where Stamina Up is, and the Maxis drone should pick it up. Then if we head over to the church area just outside on the tank path, you should see the Maxis drone pick up the 3rd disc. And for the 4th and final location, just head to the excavation site. And I have a tough time finding the disc, but apparently it's right there. Now the Maxis drone will only follow you for so long before it disappears, so if at any time getting these 4 discs it does disappear on you, just end the round and go pick up another one. Once all 4 discs have been picked up by the Maxis drone, just head to the excavation site. You should see the Magna glider just hovering there. Go up and pick it up, and there's your free Pack-a-Punched MG08. The G-Strikes are a powerful grenade type in Origins. The first step to getting the G-Strike grenade is to head to the tank station just outside of spawn, and on the table in the back of the room you should see some stones. Press square X to pick up one of the stones. Now we're going to take that stone all the way to the church, so head upstairs and you should see a little fountain here. Press square X to put the stone in the fountain, and now we're going to need to get about 20 melee kills to charge up this stone. If you haven't already, you probably want to get the 1-inch punch melee upgrade, as melee kills are going to be extremely hard without it. One of the upgraded staffs melee might work, but it's best to go with the 1-inch punch. After you get 20 melee kills, the souls should stop collecting in the stone, and you should be able to go up to it and press square X to pick it up. Now once you've picked it up, you must take a very specific path back to the tank station. Basically, we can't step in any mud. So if you take the path I'm taking here, I'm going to head down the staircase of the church, being mindful of the mud and making sure I'm staying on these wood planks. And then if you kind of take this diagonal path with a hop jump at the end, you should be in the clear. That's the first tricky part. Once again, we're going to run on these wooden planks. And the second tricky part, once again, you're going to want to kind of walk diagonally and hop to the end of the mud pile there. At this point, you're pretty much home free. If you've hit the mud, you should hear Samantha laugh, and you will have to take the stone back to the church and recharge it all over again. So that's 20 more melee kills, which you probably don't want to do. So take your time, make sure you don't step in the mud. This is all easy right here. You don't really have to be careful. Just make your way back to the tank station, back to the table where you originally picked up the stone, and put it back there. Now once again, we'll need to get about 20 melee kills in the tank station. And don't be afraid to take your time. The tank station is very small and crowded, so what I like to do is step outside the tank station onto the tank path and just kind of group up some zombies. You don't want to be attacked from all angles in the tank station. It's not very easy to survive there. So corral them around back inside the tank station, and once again just start meleeing them and get 20 kills. You'll know you're done when you look back at the table where you originally picked up the stone and you see a G-strike grenade. Press square X to pick it up, and now you have them. The Little Lost Girl Easter egg. Before we get too excited, we must do some things before we get started on the Easter egg. We must power up all 6 generators, build and upgrade all 4 stabs, obtain the 1-inch punch, and unlock G-strike grenades. These are all in the glossary. You can just click and see how to do them. And basically just try to be as efficient as possible. Multitask, do all those 4 things simultaneously while also crafting the Maxis drone, the zombie shield, and getting powerful weapons like the Ray Gun Mark II and the Boomhilda. But make sure you get those top 4 things done, and then we can get started with the actual steps to the Easter egg. Step 1, secure the keys. So I already told you to do this. Securing the keys is building and upgrading all 4 stabs. You should be done this, and we can move on to the next step. Step 2, ascend from darkness. There'll be 4 slots that spawn in the map, and we have to put 4 stabs in their corresponding slots. So up in the top left, you can see where each staff needs to go. So right here I'm picking up the fire staff, and I'm going to place it in this slot. Now the other 3 staffs have to go in the robot. So the ice staff goes in the church robot. So wait for the robot to come around and shoot its glowing foot to be teleported up inside the robot's head. There you should see a new slot that was not there before. Go ahead and place your ice staff. The wind staff is going to go into the robot that roams no man's land, or the middle robot. Once again, shoot its foot and place your staff in there. Now finally we have the lightning staff. The lightning staff goes in the robot that roams around the spawn area. So once again, make sure you've got the right foot selected, shoot it, and place your staff in there. Step 3, rain fire. Now all robots will roam the map at the exact same time, and only one of their foots will have the yellow portal. So you need to get kind of lucky and have it be the middle robot's left foot. Why? Because we have to throw a G-strike grenade relatively close to this location, and if we don't get the middle robot's left foot, we won't be there in time. As you can see, I'm right outside the Stamina Up Generator 5 area, and this is the foot location you need to be in. So shoot the robot's foot, and you get teleported up inside its head. And now this time when we come up here, the staff holder is gone, but we see a red button. Now we're going to want to stay in this robot's head for as long as possible, because once we press this red button, a airstrike is going to activate, and we have to direct where the airstrike is going to go. So you should hear Maxis counting down from 10, and once he gets to 0, he's going to kick you off the robot head. So wait until it gets to 1 second before you press the red button. When that countdown hits 0, you're going to be kicked out of the robot head, but this is not over yet. You have to run right behind you and do this very quick. Pull out a G-strike grenade and try to make it land on or near this platform. My first G-strike grenade was a bit off, so I actually managed to throw a second one, and it seemed to have done the trick. Step 4, unleash the horde. Before doing this, make sure you've grabbed yourself a fire staff or an ice staff. You're going to want to go pick up your Maxis drone if you haven't already, and come back to the same spot. Now in the previous step, if your strike hit correctly, there'll be a big hole in the ground there, and the Maxis drone is actually going to fly in there and release a bunch of panzers, a bunch of big boys. So about 6 of them are going to come out and try to kill you, and don't fret this at all. If you grab yourself a fire staff or an ice staff, these big boys will just get destroyed by your staffs. All you have to do is hold the right trigger to charge up your staff. Then when you shoot towards these big boys, I mean, they're just going to drop instantly. So like I said, there's only about 6 of these guys that are going to try and kill you. The other zombies might cause you some grief, but definitely don't worry about trying to take these out. When you've killed the last one, Samantha will start talking to you, and you know you can continue on to the next step. Step 5, Skewer the Winged Beast. For this step, we're going to need to get a zombie blood, and instead of waiting for a zombie blood power-up to drop, we're going to get one ourselves. So we can do this once per round. There's 3 broken crates that are on fire, and if we shoot them with the ice staff, we'll actually extinguish the flame, and if we shoot all 3, we will get our zombie blood drop. So just follow this route I'm taking, and the 3rd and final crate is going to be just near the excavation site. So once we've done that, we can actually head on top of the excavation site, and sure enough, we see our zombie blood power-up. So once we're in zombie blood, we're going to look in the sky, and similar to the fire staff step, we're going to look for a plane that is glowing. Shoot it with a weapon that shoots bullets, and now a zombie's going to be running around the excavation site. So if you take the route I took, you should run into him pretty quickly, and he's going to drop a Maxis drone, which we can press square X to pick up. Step 6, Wield a Fist of Iron. So we're going to head into the underground excavation room where the stabs are, and we're going to need to get a few melee kills. So just standing near where the stabs are, using your 1-inch punch, just start meleeing zombies, and you only need about 10 or 15 kills before a certain power-up will drop. Now I kinda lucked out here and got a zombie blood power-up, so I just ended up donkey punching the hell out of everyone in here. But eventually my efforts were rewarded. As I punch this zombie, I see this power-up, so go up to it and press square X, and now you have the Iron Fists, which is an upgraded 1-inch punch, an even better melee than before. Step 7, Raise Hell. We're almost done here. We're going to take all these staffs back into the crazy place and put them in the pedestal, so all 4 staffs must be placed there. Once we've done that, we can now start killing zombies, and if we've done everything right, when we kill these zombies, we should see their souls go up into the ceiling of this place, and we're going to have to kill about 100 zombies, so about 2 rounds worth. This is where you want to make sure you've got good weapons, such as the Ray Gun Mark II, because we will not be able to use the staves as they are in the pedestals. The staves must stay there, and we have to use other weapons to kill 100 zombies. Once you've killed 100 zombies, your screen should flash white, and you will receive the achievement, the Little Lost Girl. Now, if you want to complete the very last step, the game will actually end. If not, you can keep playing. You've already achieved your trophy and everything possible by doing this Easter egg. The last step, you just see a cutscene and the game will end. You went this far to complete the Easter egg, and now you have probably the best training spot since Ascension in this crazy place. It's so open, the rocks don't come down on you, so you can get pretty far up in the rounds here if you stay here training in here. Not to mention you're surrounded by all 4 staves, so you pretty much have unlimited ammo and you can pick up any staff you like. Step 8, Freedom. Once again, this step is completely optional and it is going to end the game. You don't want to come back to the crazy place and release the Maxis drone up into the ceiling. Then if you stand on this blue platform here, you'll be able to hold square or X and basically go inside the teleporter, and now the game's done. Now you get to relive the cutscene that stumped us all 4 years ago.
From that day forward, they knew that Samantha would keep them safe. Forever.
Getting everything wrong. I told you before their eyes should be blue.
It's my turn, Eddie. I can do whatever I want.
But you don't even know how to play properly. Girls don't know enough about zombies.
Put some choice away, children. Make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement.
We'd better do what your dad says. I didn't even get my turn.
Tomorrow, Eddie. You get to make the rules. I promise. Come on, Fluffy.
I wish the heroes in our stories were real, Sam.
I know what you mean. But we will make everything okay.
And that's a wrap. That is everything I hope you need to know about Origins. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but if you're still watching this video or somehow stumbled to this part of the video, I just want to say a huge thanks to all the support for these complete guide videos. These videos are not easy to make. They're very long, painful processes, but as long as some of you guys out there like them, I'm more than happy to pump these videos out. As I'm talking right now, literally all the editing is done. I just need to render this video, and it will be up on YouTube. It's just such a good feeling to finish off one of these guides. Hopefully we get to finish all complete guides for all the necessary maps with Black Ops 3 Zombies. But yeah, I just want to say thanks, and I hope to see you guys on the next complete guide.